Holy God, boys. It's me, back again. Wow. Not having a computer, y'all, bad. Much worse than I thought it was gonna be. Having to record on that laptop, I'm super sorry for that, y'all. Anyway, this is Farms Out. This is episode 21. Oh my God. Anyway, welcome back, guys. We're gonna go through our farms. I was trying to go on my farms as much as I can. I could barely play, honestly. Just on the phone, I was also having connection issues with Rise of Kingdoms. I don't know if I was the only one, but like, I could barely like touch my accounts. And so not being on my PC and barely being able to go on my farms, like thankfully I was able to get like those videos out like clearly, but yikes, technical difficulties was really tough. Also, we have been invited to China. We might be going to Shanghai on the 25th, I believe. Did not have going to China on my bingo card. I think I made that exact same joke last time, but it really is surreal. Luckily for me, like if you guys don't know, like I am Panamanian, so I go out of the United States at least once every year to like visit people. But I have dual citizenship, so I'm a citizen of both Panama and the United States, so I can kind of go wherever, whenever. I was supposed to go to Europe towards the end of this year. Those plans ended up falling through, so I did not expect to travel anymore, but here I am traveling. Anyway, enough yapping for me. Let me go through one of these wonderful questions, ladies and gents. The first one is going to come from Miriam. I don't know if personally, a little quick aside, if you guys watch anime and you guys ever want an anime character to emulate, Miriam from Hunter x Hunter is probably not the one you'd want to do. Just a fair warning, heads up. I mean, I don't know if it's as bad as Griffith necessarily, but it's kind of bad. First question, you mentioned how losing KVK is bad for a kingdom since there might be a mass migration and no trust in leadership moving forward. How many KVKs do you think a kingdom needs to lose before you stop blaming people for leaving? How many KVKs have you won and lost? I think I've lost 4, maybe I played 9 KVKs, and I've lost 4, won 5, lost 5, won 4, something like that. I have about a 50% win rate. Most kingdoms I've been in have just like exploded. Then again, I've only been in 3 or 4, I think. Actually, I would say it's not most. I just like, they're very memorable, them exploding. I would say how many, it's not necessarily if you lose or not, it's how you lose. Some KVKs, like for example, I don't think 1484 should have exploded. I think that kingdom was doing really, really well. We had an excellent KVK where we lost, very sadly, but we lost, and it exploded. It exploded and it made me really sad because I don't think it should have exploded. I think we did really well. I think leadership did great. Everything was pretty solid. But of course, the 1484 leadership and the entirety of OF ended up going to 1365 to JST, and of course I followed them, except I went into OG, which is now INT, which is a mixture of BLN and OG. Anyway, point is, history lesson aside, people will leave for whatever reason sometimes, whether or not you win or lose. I don't know if people should necessarily ever be blamed for that, and it's not about how many KVKs you win or lose, it's more about how you lose it. If you lose it due to a Diplo errors are probably one of the biggest things that are going to reflect poorly on leadership, and large amounts of fighters sitting it out, like out of the blue. I would say I would say chronic issues from fighters. Like if there are people that are getting exemptions because they're in with leadership or they're part of leadership, those people will drag down the entire kingdom. So I really can't give you exact numbers. I hope this helped illuminate maybe like aspects of why people leave KDs or like when KDs are kind of cooked. But I mean like you'll know if there's something wrong with the KD. There's kind of no other way to put that. Next question is coming from ZeoMag8852. Hey 12, where in spending order would you put the armament pop-up? $5 for 4 legendary armament chests. So I would say if you have like gem supply, writers of history, vanquishers, I'd put this above materials, the material ones. I'd probably put it below New World. I think the first 2 purchases of New World is probably more important than the legendary armament chests, just in terms of, is it 4 armament chests? It's just, the thing is like armaments are they're a whole. So it's really hard to ascribe value to 4 armament chests because it's just like, eventually you will have put in enough armament chests to pull something absolutely nuts. So it might be around the same or a little more than the first 2 purchases of New World if I'm spitballing. All right, next question is going to come from Gamer Kids. Gamer Kids says, more than gems has been tempting me, and I know that I shouldn't spend gems on it because I need the wheel. Generally what I would say is if it is between the wheel and more than gems, 10 spinning the wheel might be more effective than more than gems. If your gems are that tight where you can only do 7k each day and have to 10 spin the wheel, that is one thing. If you're looking to 101 spin the wheel, I would very much not do that if I were you. That's not a great idea. I think the wheel is good, it's just not that good. More than gems should definitely be the priority generally, and getting to VIP like 10, 12, 14, 15, like all these milestones are super, super, super important. So do not just focus on the wheel, especially because whatever wheel commanders you're looking at now are probably not that important in the grand scheme of things. Next comment is coming with Satan with Internet 2753. Love to see you in China. Yeah, as you guys know, right now I am ironing out a quick contract. I'm gonna be filming a commercial in China and doing some vlogging content there, which I'm really, really excited for. I've never been to Asia in any capacity. I do have some friends in mainland China. I have some friends around like Singapore and like other countries around there. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be there. The way China works is you kind of get like a 1 week visa depending on like what you're going for. So I can kind of apply there since I'm a US citizen, and you know, I don't know what all I'm going to do yet. I'm gonna see if I can make some plans, and if you guys are from mainland China, any of you guys, be sure to let me know. And you know, I'll see. I don't know if we're gonna do like a meetup or something, but like, you know, I'm going to be in Shanghai, so maybe if there's like a couple of you guys, I'll let you guys know. But I mean, you know, feel free to comment in the comments below, and if there's a few of y'all that are gonna be there between like the 24th to like 28th, I don't know. We can see if we can do something. Usually I don't do fan meetups like that, but I will probably. It's probably gonna be a while before I show up in Shanghai again. So if I can, that'd be kind of awesome. It's a lot harder for, you know, Chinese people to move, if I remember correctly, than it is for other countries. The next question is coming from XLNKZZ 4229. Should I still go for the 4-piece imp set plus Hoe Cloak and Eternal Night? Personally, I really hate Eternal Night. I mean, like, technically it is the best in slot pants. Arguably, I guess, like, technically, like, leadership pants might be better in some situations, like leadership pants and gloves. Maybe, I don't know exactly which situation that you would want those in. Maybe if you're going for, like, KVK helm and stuff. Point is, it's basically unmess-upable to go for a 4-piece infantry set and Hoe Cloak. I think that's always an excellent pick. Should you still go for that? If you have 2 infantry sets, I would have at least one set be the 4-piece. The other set can be like some kind of like KVK abomination of mixtures, just like I'm doing. But I would just say, like, ahead of time, we know the 4-piece set works, we know it works well, and we know which commanders would want to have it. So with that in context, I think the safe move is to, yes, still go with that. If you're like a super mega whale and you're going to be refining everything to 5, then you can start considering the KVK pieces as an alternative. Or if you are just like a long-term F2P or a long-term low spender, then you can have a 1-on-1, and I think that's a pretty good idea. Last question, or last comment is coming from Mini Footsie. All in all, it's just a game. Sure, it hurts more if you spend money into it, but I don't think the game isn't worth the stress. Rule 1, if a game makes you stressful and angry, maybe you should rethink about it again. Something that I would like to remind you guys of is, he's completely right. It is definitely just a game, and if you guys are stressing really, really hard over Rise of Kingdoms, you should rethink your priorities. Sometimes, like, you know, players like me especially like to be competitive, like whether I'm playing like League of Legends, whether I'm playing Rise of Kingdoms, whether I'm playing whatever game I'm playing. Okay, I'm a very competitive player. Age of Empires, StarCraft, Hearthstone, you name it, I love being at the forefront of gaming. That's my thing. And if I stress on it, it really just means that I'm having a really good time. But for some people, they're not having a good time. So when I say, hey, you should have 5 farms, you should have 10 farms and run these T5 and run it with this, this, and this, like, these are for very competitive players. These are for the sweatiest of sweaty nerds. And if you guys are my audience, you guys are already into min-maxing, right? Like in these videos, these aren't like the most entertaining videos on the planet. This is like a lot of raw information about what works, right? A lot of people talk about, oh, maybe you should run this, maybe you should do this, maybe you should do this. And I tell you what I've done and what I've seen from the top of the top. I learned from other people. There's plenty of stuff I get wrong that I come back to correct. This is about as bare bones as it gets. So if you're not all in and you're thinking about making like 10 farms, maybe you shouldn't make 10 farms. It is a lot. It will burn you out, like, unless you're really, really into it. You know, one of the things we talk about on this channel is also like min-maxing, avoiding burnout. I've been burned out before and I sucked. I absolutely griefed it. Like the last couple of months, I've absolutely cashed it in. Like I'm back on my stuff now and that's awesome. But like, I definitely ran it down. I definitely griefed out like my whole setup. So, you know, yeah, it happens. It is what it is. And yeah, you should definitely reevaluate how you're doing things if the game is causing you too much stress. But it is what it is. You know, if you guys enjoy the game, you enjoy the game. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please drop a like, a follow, consider subscribing. If you guys want to help support me financially in situations like this where our computer goes and explodes, it is your guys' donations and your guys' support and liking and all that good stuff that keeps me able, that keeps my savings for rainy days like these. You know, like I almost had a brain tumor, I almost had this and this, like I haven't been working as much, and it's because you guys donate that I can do that. So if you guys want to help support in that way, please consider donating the Streamlabs link in the description below. If you guys want coaching, remember it's $35 for an on-stream session, $75 for an off-stream session. You go to the Discord in the description below and you make a ticket. We are once again doing coaching. My computer is now back functioning and now I can like stream and stuff again. So if you guys are interested in that type of thing, be sure to make your ticket and I will be getting to y'all accordingly. Have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you so much for helping support the stream and I'll catch y'all later.